Today we're talking about how to know exactly how much an item will sell for during Q4. Now, Q4, as a lot of you know, stands for fourth quarter, and it means the final 3 months of the year, October, November, and December. And for most Amazon sellers, that's when the bulk of their income comes from. That's where the most of their profits come from. That's where they sell the most items and get the highest disbursements. Well, sometimes when you're outsourcing, wouldn't it be nice to know how much you could sell an item for during Q4? I mean, that might make a difference in how you price an item. I mean, say you source an item right now and you buy it for $10, and you know what? You see, hey, I could sell it in a week and I can make $5 or $6 off of that. That'd be nice. Or you might look and see, oh, during Q4, during December, I can sell this for $50 and, you know, make even more ROI off of my initial investment. And so if you knew what the item would potentially sell for during Q4, it might impact how you price your items. So I'll tell you today how I know the items that I'm sourcing, what they're probably going to be priced at and selling at during Q4. Now, the two main tools that I use are absolutely free. They are CamelCamelCamel and Keepa. Now, if you've been around me for any length of time, you know that I love talking about CamelCamelCamel and Keepa. I mean, my goodness, I have stuffed camels here because I love CamelCamelCamel, so don't judge me. I've got stuffed Webkins here on my desk. But I love CamelCamelCamel and Keepa because they're free tools that offer up price history and sales rank history for items on Amazon. So guess what? If there is an item that you're selling that's been on Amazon for over a year, you can look into the past and see what it was priced at and what it was selling for during October, November, and December of last year. And for the most part, a lot of times that trend will continue. Now, it's no guarantee. There's no guarantees in life, but when you're looking at this information on CamelCamelCamel and Keepa, you can look at October, November, and December of last year and get a pretty good idea of what to expect for this year. Now, there's some items that might even have been selling for 4 or 5 years, and you can look at the last 4 or 5 years of the data and be able to make a really good pricing decision and decide whether or not I price it to sell as soon as I can so I can get that capital back, or if the price that if I sell it high enough that it's worth waiting a few months to be able to get a higher ROI, a higher profit margin for being able to sell that if I decide to wait till November or December to sell that item. So CamelCamelCamel and Keepa are both free. They're both a lot of sourcing apps include links to CamelCamelCamel and Keepa. I know Scoutify does, and Inventory Lab does. I believe ScanPower. I believe FBA Scan. There's a few other ones that are out there. But if you're using a scanning app, be sure you have one that includes links, quick links to CamelCamelCamel and Keepa. Now, we don't use the Amazon seller app to source because they don't include that. We use Profit Bandit and Inventory Lab. Most of the time, we use those interchangeably. We like to have both of them in case one of them goes down. We want to back up. So we use Profit Bandit and Scoutify that comes from Inventory Lab. Scoutify is actually free when you purchase Inventory Lab. You can find out more about that fulltimefba.com/inventory lab. But we like to use those two sourcing apps when we're looking because they give us connections really easily to CamelCamelCamel and Keepa. Another good thing that both Camel and Keepa do, they give free Chrome extensions. If you're using the Google Chrome browser, you can just download the Camelizer extension or the Keepa extension, and you can use those while you're doing online arbitrage and sourcing and be able to get the same information right there on your desktop. So when you're thinking about Q4 and you're outsourcing, a lot of times, you know what, people are like, I'm just going to go for toys. Toys are going to be the greatest items, the best items to sell. And while it's true that toys probably do sell the most, everyone's on Amazon looking at other items as well for gifts. You got kitchen items, home items. You have items that are, video games, sports, baby items, clothing. I mean, everything increases. Even grocery items and health and beauty items, those items increase in sales velocity and price during Q4. Now you might be thinking, is someone actually giving somebody granola bars for Christmas? Well, some might be. But the fact that people are on Amazon anyway searching for items to sell for gifts, they're going to be like, you know what, while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and buy my granola bars, or I'm going to go ahead and buy this makeup, or I'm going to go, they're going to be looking into other items to sell. Now, if you think, well, I can't sell those items, I'm not ungated in those, we use the service that I really recommend. It's the Selling Family service. You can find out more information about how to get ungated going to fulltimefba.com/get-ungated. And that will help you get ungated in some categories that will kind of open up and expand your potential inventory to be able to have more items. And so when you're outsourcing, you can have more items that you can purchase to send to Amazon. And again, when you're sourcing, just take a few extra seconds, look at Camel, look at Keepa, and you can have a chance to see what it's going to be selling for and how fast it could sell, how much it could sell for. If you want free training on how to understand Camel, 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 or Keepa, I got two websites for you. fulltimefba.com/read-camel is a whole blog post with a video that I show you exactly how to use Camel, Camel, Camel. And I have a blog post about Keepa too. fulltimefba.com/read-Keepa. And I have a whole video showing you exactly what Keepa looks like, how to read it, how to understand it, and it helps you get a really good start and a foundation. And once you get that foundation going, I have a course. You can find it at howtokeepacamel.com, and it takes you beyond that, and it takes you deeper into learning those resources to be able to take the sales and the history and the price history and be able to predict the future for it. And it's something that we've got a lot of really great feedback about, and we really appreciate that. And we think it could be helpful for you to learn now before we're in the thick of Q4, so you can have your best Q4 ever. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you scroll down below, you can like this video, leave a comment, a question, find links from this video. I encourage you to do that. And I also encourage you to go to fulltimefba.com if you're wanting to learn how to turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA. I will see you fulltimefba.com. Thanks.